girl. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you are new, hey, baby, I am Fancy. It is so nice to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, please pause, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, introduce yourself. We want to say hi, and you never know, there might be someone local that you girls can link up, have a girls' day, get your nails done, talk about finessing these guys, and make that money. Grab that bag. And if you are returning, thank you for all the love and support. You girls are everything. Like when I say the patience, the love, everything, absolutely everything. So let's get into this video. This is going to be couple number 3. We are beautiful John T and Brian. Now, John T is one of our beautiful, classic, elegant, more mature, older ladies who has it going on. When I tell you this girl has it going on.
I'm Gentille, I'm 44, and I'm one of the top real estate investors in Las Vegas. I deal with high-end real estate investments that I buy and I flip. Make lots of money, actually.
I like this. This is very nice.
We're listed just 3 million.
Okay. I've worked very hard to be able to enjoy the finer things in life. I have my beautiful home. I can travel to wherever I like to go.
So the reason why she's talking to Brian, I don't know why, but we're about to get into it right now. So let's do it. Now, John T is very successful. She has put so much blood, sweat, and tears when it comes into her degrees, into her lifestyle, to providing, you know, this life for herself. She is not, she doesn't originate from here. She is from out of the country, and I'm not sure exactly where she's from, but and so basically she's alone. Her mom has just recently passed over the last couple of years. She doesn't have kids. She's never been married, but she has killed it within, you know, real estate and, you know, business and everything that she does. So she lives a lavish lifestyle, and she's just seeking a husband, you know, someone to start a family with, someone to complete her happily ever after. And this reminds me of a lot of you ladies. What you don't understand is I'm not just talking to 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21, 28, 29, 35, 37, 38, 39, 45. I'm talking to women who have been there, done that. They have multiple degrees, doctorates. They, you know, practice not only medicine, but, you know, I have women that, you know, they've studied law. Like, I have women who are business owners. I have women who have done it all. They've invested so much time. They invested so much energy. They invested so much into getting a degree and conquering that position that even their male counterparts can't even come anywhere near where they are. Income-wise or status-wise. And a lot of you girls might be like, oh, that's awesome. What are they needing? What are they complaining for? They don't even need a man. They can be with whoever they want to be with. But a lot of you girls don't understand, just like anything else, masculine energy attracts feminine energy. So these women have put so much effort, so much energy, so much of their lives into being able to provide this lifestyle for themselves, that they haven't focused on being able to, you know, be that wife that's going to attract the type of man that's willing to provide that lifestyle for her. So you have to understand that as long as you're living outside of your role, you're going to continue to, it's going to be hard on you. It doesn't come natural. It's going to age you. It's going to drain you. It's going to put you in a position where you're tired and you're desperate. And when you become desperate, like John T, you're going to just accept whatever comes your way.
But the downside to my wealth is the relationship aspect. I would like to get married and I would like to have a family, but most of my exes were douchey loser guys and definitely not husband material.
Now, according to Marrying into Millions, John T has dated multiple Dusties. men who have tried to take her for her money, men that have used her, who have abused her, men who had nothing but the worst intentions, and she's just looking for love. She's past that age. She's in her 40s, and she's at the age that she's gonna either have that child, have that family, or she's going to be childless for the rest of her life. And her dream is to have that child. And a lot of you women might not necessarily be in Gentille's position where you want a child, but I know for a fact that I've had so many of you women that I've had coaching calls with that y'all are stunning, drop dead gorgeous, and you're in your late 40s and you're in your 50s, and you're to this point like, Fancy, I fulfilled my dream of, being a business owner. I fulfilled my dream of, climbing up the ladder. I fulfilled my dream of being the president, the vice president. I'm up there, with men, and it's been hard. All I'm attracting is dusties, men who want to use me for what I can provide for them. All I attract is men who, sooner or later, they say initially that they don't have a problem that I make more money than him. And then in the end, he's feeling inferior. It's like it's a competition. And I'm feeling as though I'm constantly trying to reassure him and trying to invest into him that I love you, that you're enough, that, it's no competition. And I'm just tired of it. What you ladies don't understand is hypergamy is marrying up. Marrying finding a higher social class than you, a man that's in a higher tax bracket than you. And the more money that you make, the more issues you're going to have when it comes to being able to live that hypergamous lifestyle. You're going to either settle for a man who just does pretty decent and he's just going to be okay being that beta male, because you're still, as a woman, we want to be secure. As a woman, no matter how much money we make, no matter how much we can pay for our own trips, pay for our own shopping sprees, pay for our own, everything, we still want to be taken care of. We still want to be provided for. We still want to be nurtured. We still want to be secure. And a man is never going to feel as though he can if you are financially able to compete with him. He's going to be like, well, you make just as much money as me. What's the point of even putting in effort, into being able to get you something? Now, within the relationship of Brian and Gentille, we're going to be introduced to Brian.
I was hoping to get in some extra hours this weekend.
We'll see what we can figure out, bud.
I just need money. I'm Brian, I'm 48 years old, and I'm from a small town in Minnesota. Backbreaking hard work, but it pays the bills. Easy work so far. And to be honest, I'm really good with my hands. That's how a guy like me gets a girl like Gentille.
Brian works in construction. He works in construction, and he's very mysterious. Now, I don't mean mysterious in a good way. I mean mysterious within a lying, conniving, trying to hide something type of way. Gentille doesn't know where her man lives initially. She doesn't know exactly how much money he makes. She just knows that he makes incredibly less than she does, but she doesn't care. She's looking for love, okay? And she doesn't know too much. She hasn't met his family. She doesn't, really know anything about him.
Brian is still quite a mystery. He hasn't shared too much of his life with me, but those unknown parts is a turn on.
But I'm scared. Once she gets to know the real me, she may not be interested in being with me any longer. No, it doesn't hurt her.
And that's flag number one. When you're dating a man, you should study and research your man like you would a degree. You should study and research your man like you would, a business venture that you want to, do well within. And if you can invest time, if you can invest your life, if you can invest hard work into getting a degree that's going to have you working for somebody forever, then why can't you invest that same energy, when it comes to bettering yourself, making yourself a better woman to be able to attract a better man, a man that you deserve, a man that deserves you. So, T doesn't know too much about him, but she's kind of just easygoing. All they know is they have that physical aspect. Oh, well, we have a great physical connection, she said straight from, from her mouth. Like, that's really doing something. And
On my first date with Gentille, she invited me over to her fancy mansion. I thought, my God, this place is insane. It has a home theater and swimming pool and an elevator. If you never dated a woman as rich as Gentille,
oh, this feels good. You're gonna really like it.
but I have to admit, I do enjoy the perks a little bit.
she just says, I just really want a family. I just really want a husband. I just really want, he makes me laugh. We have great physical chemistry. He seems like a great guy, and so she keeps on, very in a feminine way, trying to be suggestive, saying, babe, I want to meet your family. Babe, I want to go to your house. I don't care where you live.
It is a bit odd. I don't know where he lives. I haven't met his friends or his family. I mean, what is he hiding?
Don't you think it's a little strange that, we've been hanging out for a while and I don't know where you live?
Is it something of importance?
Well, yeah, I think if we're gonna move forward, we should see your house.
You know what I mean? And still, something within him, any man who's dealing with a woman who financially surpasses him should feel a sense of insecurity. I'm not saying that an alpha male is not going to, be secure or, be confident within his situation, but I'm saying that it's natural and it's normal for him to feel as though he should be able to do more and should be able to provide more and should be able to make you feel comfortable and secure and know that you can depend on him, even if, for whatever reason, you fall short. He should be able to have it. And in this situation, she makes millions, and we come to find out that Brian...
Why are you embarrassed talking about where you live?
The truth is that I live with my parents. That's why I haven't invited Gentille over.
So finally, Brian opens up, and another thing is, before that, it's important to be able to know your man, because you need to know what really, motivates him, what really, strokes his ego. What can you do to really get him feeling good enough to be able to do what you want him to do? Oh, he's already did so much for me, and but if I just sit here and be understanding, and if I listen to him more, and if I do a little bit more here, and step back a little bit more here, because you've done your research, because you know your man, you know what buttons to push and you know what buttons to back away from. You know when enough is enough. So Gentille, she didn't know. She wasn't really worried about that. She was just giving him his space and just being understanding. So Gentille is very social. Most wealthy people have a social circle, including a high value man. You can't be a high value man without having the income, which is at least 6 figures for at least 5 years, consistency. And you cannot be a high value man without having that confidence, without having that group of that network, that high value network. And you can't be a high value man without having that purpose and drive and understanding that as a high value man, you have to be useful. You have to be able to provide not only for your household, your family, your loved ones, but you have to be useful, and you have to, have a purpose when it comes to other corporations that, are within the same market or within the same network as you. So she showed up to his work, you know what I mean? She just missed him. She showed up to his work. Everybody's at his work like, oh, you're the man. Because Gentille's a beautiful woman. And a lot of my women, I have, judges. I have attorneys. I have people within the medical field. I have women business owners. I have women who have given their lives to be able to provide, this lifestyle, and they're stunning and they're still having an issue as to being able to attract that high value man. And you have to understand, you've given your life to live within a masculine role. If you're in a position where you are the provider, if you're in a position where your competition are males, then you have to know that you're living outside of your feminine energy. And I'm not saying a feminine high value woman can't be a boss. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that basic men can be intimidated, and alpha males aren't attracted to someone who's able to do just as much as they are able to do. If that makes sense. And like I said, it's not me making this up. I don't make the rules. This is just facts. It is what it is. An alpha male likes to know that he can be the Prince Charming, swoop a woman off her feet, do something that, she could never do for herself. And if you can do everything that he could possibly do for you, then he's going to seek that, knight on a white horse for another woman. He's going to try to be that savior, or, that person who can sweep a woman off her feet to the receptionist of a company. He's going to always, look like, I just spent $10K on a weekend for you, but you could have did it for yourself. So you don't necessarily appreciate it, because at the end of the day, when you are at that high status, you have lived a masculine role where you are competing with men. So for you to turn off that competition, in return, you're going to compete with your alpha husband. And that's why you see two people of power within a relationship, they tend to clash. The woman tends to belittle him unknowingly, and sometimes knowingly, and she tends to resent him because she's like, why do I need you when I can do this all myself? So Gentille finally gets a chance, an opportunity to see Brian's home, and it's a cute little, house, and it's a cute little house, and he admits that he lives with his parents. So at this point, we don't know if he lives with his parents because he can't survive on his own. We don't know if he's a mama's boy. We don't know if he's ever been in a position to provide for himself, or we don't know if he's taking care of everything for his parents, basically. We just know that he held it or hid it from her, and it makes you wonder, why was it necessary for you to hide it? You know what I mean? So that was the first lie. The second situation came to when Gentille and her social network of other successful women, it tends to happen like that. Successful, wealthy people hang out with successful, wealthy people, and she wants to go out. Her girlfriends want to meet her man, and he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be judged, and he doesn't really know how to behave within these venues and environments, that he doesn't want people to look down on him as the man. And so Gentille's like, listen, if you love me, he's like, listen, we have everything here. You have a basketball court, we have a kitchen, we don't even need to go out, because it's not like he can afford to take her out. So he's not necessarily comfortable with her spending her money, but he's not uncomfortable enough to do something about it. You know what I mean? So if she has to, it just happens. But, it doesn't bother me enough where I have to sit here and get a second job or do anything like that, because, again, I'm comfortable. So when it comes to Brian, he's fighting. He's like, no, I don't want to meet your friends. I don't want to go out. It's not my thing. You just go out. And so she goes out and her friends are...
Dan's a construction worker. He's got no money.
What if he burns your house down? Oh my God.
Do you lock everything up in the safe, like your jewelry and your money?
Well, I can do a little screening on Brian if you want me to.
Credit check?
Yeah.
Does he have?
I'm not okay with being someone I'm not just to fit in, or doing something, or hanging around or entertaining people who I have to impress. And so Shanti's friends are mostly single. And when it comes to single women, they can be very bitter. They can be very belittling. They can be very hateful. And I'm not saying all, but I'm saying they can be. And, you know, they're already kind of jealous. Like, Gentille, who are you talking to? And da-da-da-da-da-da. And they're already trying to sit here and come up with rumors or speculations before they even meet Gentille's man, Brian. And so that came up red flags, because they already had like a negative taste in their mouth concerning him, basically. And so when they finally met, yes, of course, Brian messed up.
I'd rather be at home wearing sweats and drinking a beer.
Just gonna ask you, did you do this by yourself or did you have help?
Oh, okay, good. What are you drinking?
Vodka.
Okay, let's load it.
I can go and play.
Some drinks.
Them? Y'all don't have men? You have a man? No. So, like, nobody here has a man. Okay.
Like, why would you say, do you have a man? He's a man, and he's not even buying his own girlfriend a drink.
He, you know, he was very rude and snappy, and he was on guard when it came to her friends. And in addition to that, he immediately grabbed Gentille's wallet and to get Gentille and him a drink. And everybody's like, because he lashed out first, everybody lashed back out and said, who are you talking, asking where are our men at to buy us drinks, when shouldn't you be the man buying Gentille a drink? So even though we can pretend to say we don't care what others think, when it comes to gender roles and living outside of your feminine energy, you're going to low-key notice. Like, even when I was dealing with Desi's in the past, I would literally be uncomfortable if he was with me and I'm going to swipe my card. I'm just going to be realistic. I would try to, like, give him the cash before or give him my card before, so it appears to people who aren't even with us that he's doing something. You're low-key going to resent that man for things that he can't do because you got it or because you have more. Especially if the man is more like, oh, you got more than me, so baby, you got it. Especially a man who's comfortable with you doing it. So when it comes to mapping out your life and creating that world that you adore and that you deserve, you honestly have to not only invest into providing that lifestyle for yourself, but you have to invest into being a wife. If you don't want to work, you have to understand that you have to work on yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, in every way. Because if you put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to only working towards a career, only working to an education, only working to fulfill a job, that means that you're giving your all to work for the rest of your life. And I'm not saying it's not possible for you to meet somebody within corporate America that you love and get married, but I will tell you there are a large percentage of women who make well over 6 figures, and they're in a worse position because they can't just be with a man who makes $80K. They can't just be with a man who makes $90K. They can't be with a man who makes $99,000 a year. You know what I mean? Because they make well into 6 figures. And they need a man who makes at least more than them for it to be easy and smooth. Again, there's always exceptions to the rules, but the rule is being a woman provider is possible. In some relationships, it works. But in a lot of relationships, it doesn't. You will start resenting him. You will start putting him down. And any man, even a beta man, even a man who lives a dusty, is not going to be okay with his manhood being questioned, walked on, spit on, and treated like nothing. Even a dusty's not going to be okay with that. And when you are in the masculine role, you're going to want control. You're going to want the final say so. You're going to want to wear the pants. So
you think she's the one this time?
She's a little bit out of my league.
That's the type you go after, right?
Rich?
Do you find that could be an issue?
Definitely changes your outlook. I hate asking her to pay for anything. You're a man dating a woman that's wealthy. I really feel like the man should always pay, and it's a little awkward.
As far as who's going to wear the pants in the family, that's a concern of mine then.
That means that he, in return, isn't wearing the pants. And it's in men's nature not, dusty or not, to be okay with being treated like a whole.
So what do you want to do about pay on this? Dutch? How about I buy everything fast food, you take care of the fine dining?
But sweetie, you've only paid one time, since we've been together.
That's not true.
I'm not counting. I'm just saying, so it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with it. All the money doesn't mean I look at you any different or, or less than me.
You're also the kind of woman that likes to keep a man's penis in her purse.
What does that mean?
That means that you want to wear the pants, be the boss, take control of everything.
And that's how you feel about me?
Yeah.
I don't want to always be in control. I want a man that can take control. I want that. And I don't want to have this power struggle because I have my own money. I pay for a lot of things. That's why you have this issue. And you want to wear the pants. You want to be the man so much.
If you did.
So that created the drama between Gentille and Brian, Gentille's friends and Brian. And Brian, said, listen, I told you they wouldn't like me. I'm not used to that lifestyle. I'm not used to that world. And which, again, it clashes. I tell you girls to better yourself, to work on your etiquette, to work on the way you carry yourself, to work on the type of venues you're used to going to. Because if you don't fit in, the women will talk about you. They will look down on you. They will make it hard they will make it put tension within the air whenever you're around. And that's going to make it harder on your man. And as a high-value woman wanting to maintain a relationship with a high-value man, you have to make everything easy, especially when it comes to his status, his persona, the way people see him. So when you get out and you go to these restaurants, it's not only to be able to position yourself to attract the type of man you're looking for, but it's to get used to the etiquette, the environment, the way to conduct yourself. Because Brian, he didn't know what to say. He said the wrong things. He was very offensive. He was very defensive. You could tell clearly that wasn't his scene. Versus him being a man, because he turned out to be a man who's dated multiple wealthy women. And instead of taking his experience and his past relationships as far as the type of women he dated and incorporating it into bettering himself as to how to handle yourself when it comes to, people of a certain social class, he's just like, there's no reason for me to change. You like me, you don't, and I don't like environments like that anyway, so I'm just going to dismiss myself. If you're not going to be her date, speaking for Brian, if you're not going to be her date, why is she with you? Same thing for you. If you don't know how to hold or carry yourself within these high-end environments, why would he just have you on a back burner and not only use you for the physical aspect, the cookie, when he can just deal with a woman who he can take out in public, that knows how to act, that knows how to make him look expensive, who knows how to make him look like the man. And he can sit here and, you know. So, Gentille and Brian, you know, went back and forth with lying and hiding things. And, you know, not Gentille, but Brian. He come to find out that, you know, he's a habitual wealthy woman dater.
Well, I did a background check, and it looks like this guy was engaged before.
Is there anything else?
Do you want to look through my diary?
No more secrets, all right?
I mean, now you guys are engaged to get married. Apparently, the woman had a lot of money. The guy just after the money.
But I got a call from Rose that you were engaged to.
I thought I've told you that I was engaged for...
You never mentioned it.
Lie? I just didn't share it with her.
From what I can understand from Rose was she was wealthy.
What does it really matter? I've never been married.
The fact that she's wealthy?
Who cares? If I wanted her money, I probably would have married her.
I don't know the details.
She wasn't the right girl, didn't marry her.
Yeah, but so what?
And yes, you can kind of think, what a coincidence. But for this man not to have anything to offer, for him to be socially awkward, for him not to have financial income, and not to even be an independent man where he knows how to take care of himself, you can kind of see that that's his target. He knows what he's doing. So, in addition to that, Gentille gets to a place of desperation. As a woman, yes, I don't care what your nationality is. You know, just depending on your genetics and other things, you know, some age better than others. The older you get, the more desperate you get. And this is the thing. No matter how well you age, no matter how good you look, no matter how well you take care of yourself, as a woman, every day we're getting older. And you can look like $1,000,000, but because you are older, you are more tired. Because you're tired, you're more worn. Not saying physically, like just internally. You're drained. You know that you're getting older. You don't want to die alone. You know that it's normal for when people age, for health problems to occur. You don't want to die alone. You know that as you get older, it becomes harder for you to get married. You don't want to die alone. It all comes back to one thing. And so if it all comes back to that, you don't want to die alone, you become more receptive to being taken advantage of. Hence why Gentille has been in multiple relationships where these men have preyed on her being a woman who desires a family, desires children.
You're making a mistake marrying Brian.
To have a family, to have children, to be married, I want it. And being here right now, it's so close to what I want. But the other part of me is really nervous. I'm just very conflicted.
To an automatic voice message system.
Mom, you guys don't have to come. I feel like it was my fault.
I didn't want to hurt him, and he doesn't deserve it. I've always wanted to be part of a family and have my own family, but I'm not going to settle. Even though I love him, it's not enough.
So, as y'all could see, last minute, her friends, thank goodness, you know, kind of redirected her and said, listen, this is it. If you say I do to this man, it's over. You know what I mean? It's totally over. And you ladies have to understand that if you don't plan your future in the beginning, it gets harder. If you don't make being a wife and attracting a high value man just as important as your dream career, then you're going to be working forever, or you're going to resent the man who you're with because he's not going to even come anywhere close to, what you're doing. You're going to be desperate to just be able to accept just anything that anybody may offer you just because you want love, just because you want that family, just because you don't want to die alone. Now, if you're at that place in life where you've been there, you've done that, you're at a place where life is good, everything's taken care of, but you're missing that other person, you have to keep your standards high. You have to understand, yes, you might have lived a nice life. Yes, it's getting close to that time, but I'm not going to settle because I'm enough and I'm worthy. I don't care what this man might try to sit here and, flutter in my face. I'm not just going to marry anybody because I don't have to. And what God has for me is for me, and I am willing to wait. I'm willing to wait until someone who deserves me comes into my life and he puts forth that effort. There is somebody out there for you. It is not too late. You do not have to settle. You do not have to give up and just focus on yourself for the rest of your life. The more you give up, the more you get tired, the more you get fed up and say, you know what? I'm done with dating for right now. I'm going to wait later. The older you get and the worse position you put yourself in. You have to pace yourself. You have to sit here and say, can't be on these dating websites every day. I can't go out every day. But I'm going to dedicate 3 days a week, 3 nights a week, 3 evenings a week as to positioning myself to be found, to be approached by a high value man. I'm going to constantly work on myself, on my appearance, on my health, on anything that I may be lacking in. I'm going to work and build that up. So I am prepared for my high value man to walk into that door. So I thought Gentille was a great example. As I'm watching these couples, y'all don't understand. I've talked about each and every scenario, and just to see it play out in yes, it's TV, but to see it played out within a relationship, real or not, like, how? You really have to look at yourself. You are responsible for your happiness. No one else. And it's either today or it's never. You deserve to be with someone. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be a wife. You deserve to be taken care of. You deserve to be cherished, protected, and loved. But you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. And you have to have standards. And if you don't, you will be taken advantage of. You will be used. You will be preyed upon. And this doesn't only come to women who are just super wealthy and super successful. This also comes to women who are single moms, who are taking care of kids and are allowing dusty men with nothing to offer other than dirty eggplant to come in your lives, and you're taking care of them and providing everything for them to drop you off at work and take your car to go cheat on you, or for them to emotionally abuse you and continue to speak down on you, saying you're not going to be anything. So that puts you in a position where you are confined to never going for what you truly deserve, because you're mentally brainwashed as thinking this is the best that you can get, because he's doing his job as to preventing you from knowing your worth and seeing that you deserve better than him. He knows that another man will do 10 times what you would even require of him, which is 100 times more than what he's doing. And he knows that you're a good woman providing for him, and he's not willing to lose his food source, his income source, his cookie that he can get whenever he wants, even though he doesn't deserve it. It's like an elephant And I know you heard the analogy. There are baby elephants that they will put a rope around their ankle. And that elephant will pull and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull until it just stops and gives up. It's mentally defeated, mentally destroyed. So when that elephant grows up, it always has that mental block that when it was a baby elephant, it wasn't strong enough to pull and break that chain, break that rope. That now they put that little rope around that elephant, and that elephant is more than capable enough to break that rope and leave. But mentally, it won't even try. It won't try to leave. It won't try to break through. It won't try to break free. So think of it like that. Don't allow a man to speak death on you. Do not let him speak down to you. Do not let him say you're too fat. You're not pretty enough. You're not good enough. Nobody will want you. What do you have to offer anybody? He's trying to keep you mentally bound in bondage. And you are more than enough. And you are so worthy. And there is someone out there that will do anything for you. So I just wanted to wrap that up, girls. If you haven't already, book a coaching. I am here to encourage you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help. I love you, girls. So please book. If you need me, book. If you need that reassurance, book. I am here. You are never a bother. And I'll be more than happy to assist you. And if you're doing it on your own, girl, keep on going. You got it, mommy. You got it, baby. Girl, you got it. I love you, girls. And thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. Bye.